Hi folks, this is Raj Sastry from Raja Option Trading. Today I want to talk about megatrends shaping up the stock market and year-to-date recap. We already completed 2 months. It's hard to believe. Let's quickly recap. So with that, here are the megatrends that are shaping up the market. First one, retail traders like me and you are empowered with the commission-free trading. So because there is no commission, we feel like it's very good to trade good stocks. The active trading of individual stocks is here to stay. So no more buying huge basket of mutual fund or a broad ETF. Organized trading forums like example Wall Street Bets, they're going to take on hedge funds. So example, you see all the short squeezes going on with GameStop, with Rocket Mortgage, and AMC and whatnot. That'll continue. Cryptocurrency is here to stay. Fintech companies will start providing banking service just like Square did today. With that, some of these existing banks that we have, they're going to either survive or die. If they can adapt to this new crypto world and better service, they will survive. And few trends are the mutual funds, high cost mutual funds, they will die a slow death because nobody's going to buy these high cost mutual funds anymore. And performance of broad market ETFs and mutual funds, they will continue to be mediocre, mainly because people start picking only highly performing stocks versus buying a broad basket. So with that in mind, let's look at year-to-date recap and see what are the trends year-to-date basis. Well, from a year-to-date basis, Bitcoin stocks are trading higher. I guess this is going to continue as we go forward. And 3D printing is gaining traction of late. So really, long ago, 3D printing was not ripe. Now the time is ripe for 3D printing. Solar is really trending higher. So this is where the renewable energy, solar, all these type of stocks are really trending higher. Esports and some of these betting stocks are gaining traction. You can see things like PenNat, DraftKings, and there are a couple others also in that area. The energy stocks are making a comeback. This is really because when we had this COVID back in last year, there was no activity from a energy perspective. Nobody drove the cars and vehicles. Now it's picking back, so that's why the energy stocks are making a comeback. Probably this will not be sustained. It's energy stocks are making a comeback now, but that may not be sustainable in the future. Cannabis stocks are getting traction. This is really because the government is willing to look at the regulations and easing them up a little bit, especially with the Democrats on the helm. Cannabis stocks are really taking a traction, and these companies are working with the local authorities and regulators to really gain traction here. And from a loser perspective, EV stocks are trading lower. This is where EV stocks, as they go up and down a lot. At this moment, they may be trading lower, but I'm sure these stocks will pick up. Case in point, stocks like Tesla, Neo, and a lot of the new SPACs, they're trading lower right now. I think it's a temporary phenomenon. Next is gene editing. A lot of the gene editing stocks are trading lower year to date. Think about Editas, and a lot of these human genome type stocks. Video game stocks are trending lower. This is mainly because there are some regulations from Apple around the privacy, and also because people are now trying to be a little more normal recovery mode right now. So that's why people are working more. So that's where video game stocks are trending lower, especially with the opening up play and the recovery play. Gold is trading lower. This is one of the trend that's going on right now. And cybersecurity stocks, they shot up like anything last year. Now they're taking a little bit of a breather. Could be a temporary phenomenon here. And fintech stocks, they are taking a little bit breather right now, trading a little bit low. It's again a temporary phenomenon. So with that, let's look at a few stocks and actually few ETFs and see what are the trends in the broader market. These are the year-to-date ETF winners. As you can see, just from a trend perspective, we'll not go through this in detail. Um, First one is really around cannabis here. It's really increasing the popularity, and year-to-date 63%. This is a mega trend like we talked about. And then we got crypto here, which is again increasing nicely and rapidly. And oil and energy, this is a recovery play here. This trend may not continue for long. It's really a recovery because they were so much beaten down, they had to recover now. And same is the story with the retail. Retail is kind of recovering now, with the because it was so much down and beaten up. And same is the story with the banking. And then you have a couple, funds around ARK, um, fintech. Fintech is really getting popularity, and folks like Kathy Wood, she started this new ETF around ARK, and that is doing very well. She's really picking the stocks which are really doing well versus the broader basket. Smaller cap names are doing very well. As you can see here, Russell, and bigger stock, as you can see, a SPY is all the way down here. Bigger basket, a little bit mediocre compared to the other specific ETFs. And one more thing is around semiconductor. That basket is doing well. So this is where specific baskets will do well versus broader market. Next, let's look at some of the losers from an ETF perspective. Brazil is really taking a breather here, big time. 17% down year to date. I mean, per 1 year, 14% year to date. And the Treasury, 20-year Treasury bond ETF, that's taking a breather, mainly because the rates are not staying around the same place right now. They're not increasing, and gold is down, as you can see here. And utilities along the same way, utilities and consumer staples, they are taking a little bit breather now, now that vaccines are out. Um, so these are the some few major trends in the broader market. Now let's look at the specific stocks that we can benefit from. Year-to-date stock winner. This is a general, stock winner, winning stocks. One of the reason you'll, see in this, you'll see mainly the lower market capitalization type stocks, because normally bigger cap stocks will not show up in the broad winning category. So we'll cover them also in a little bit, upcoming pages. So with that. NCTY, the 9 Limited, this is again a crypto play here, did very nicely, as you can see here, year to date, 823%, and they're taking a little bit breather, bouncing back and forth in last couple of days. I think it's a good stock. Its short ratio is a little bit high, that's why it's pulling down a little bit. I'm sure it will do well. And GameStop and Cost, these are the short squeeze plays. I would not invest in them. If you want to trade in and out, that's fine. When they drop big, you can buy some and trade them later. And Futu Holdings. This is again a Hong Kong-based company, a good company. They got a little bit higher short ratio, but company are doing really well. I think it's a good company to invest slowly and take it from there. And then we got a couple, fintech and crypto companies like Marathon. It's again a good company. I would invest whenever it drops a little bit. And same is the story with the Mac Microvision. And we talked about esports and gambling. Stocks like esports entertainment, and I think we have PennNat somewhere. Those are all really good ones to go with. And we have stocks like Piedmont Lithium as an example. This is really a battery play, which will do well. With that, let's go into next slide and look at the losers. From a year-to-date loser perspective, here are the losers here. RAS, I would, this could be a temporary phenomenon. These guys are, I think they're into crypto. I think they might bounce back. So I would not, look at them critically at this point. And Editas, this is again gene editing, like we talked about. I think they're down right now, mainly because there's a huge short ratio here. I think it will start recovering now that it's already fallen down so much. And EV plays like Quantum Scape, these guys are really a good play. They're trying to go with a little bit better battery technologies. I would think it's a good company to own. And Bit Digital, again, Bitcoin, they will be up and down all the time, but it's good to buy when they're down. And in the healthcare area, I think iRhythm is a good company. It fell down after the earnings. I would pick some up. And Unity Software, this is again a very good company when it comes to video gaming and gaming in general. And they also have other utilities beyond gaming. I think it's a good company. They fell off, after Apple and some of these privacy things. I think they will do very well. Let's now go into a little bit larger cap stocks and see how they are holding up. From a large cap, from a winner perspective, Future Holdings, Hong Kong-based company, a good company. I would even buy this company. And then we got Bosch Health companies. As you can see, this is a steady eddy type stock. They're up 51% year to date. They're nicely making their way up. In the past they had some bad rap while ago. Now the company is cleaned up. They got renamed into Bosch Health. Now they're focusing on the eye care and other areas. I think it's a good company. Then we got Bilibili. This is again China-based company, doing very well. I believe they will continue to do well. And then we got Twitter. Twitter, it's been doing very well off late, mainly with the legendary CEO Jack Dorsey. I think trend in the Twitter, the social networking in general will continue. I would be continue to be a buyer on Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook. All of them are my favorites. Next is Axon Enterprise. This is again a very steady Eddie type stock. They're into body cameras and basically provide surveillance to police. And I think it's a very good company, very steady Eddie type company. I would buy this company. Next is PennNat Gaming. We talked about this esports and sports betting. This company is one of the pioneer in sports betting, along with the companies like DraftKings. Canopy growth. Cannabis is a growing industry. This is one of my favorite in this industry. I would accumulate this company when it's down a little bit. So with that, now let's look at large cap losers. From a large cap losers, we already talked about Unity Software. It came down so much. I would be still a buyer here, and I would also be buying Quantum Scape as they come down. A good company in the EV space. And C3AI, as we speak, this company came down again. They had earnings. Now they're into around $104, $103. I think it's a good company. Legendary CEO Tom Siebel. I would invest in that company. And Checkpoint Software, they're into cyber security. It's a good company. They came down after the earnings announcement. I would buy in this company. Lydios, it's again a defense IT company. They came down after the earnings. I would buy them. It's a good company. These are few of my favorites. I would also buy Peloton on any pullback. So with that, let's look at mega cap type stocks, because normally these mega caps, they won't show up in in the ups and downs that much, because they're a little bit bigger cap, hard to move these mega cap stocks. From a mega cap winner perspective, Google continued to do very well. I would buy Google with this legendary CEO Sundar Pichai doing really well. Taiwan Semiconductor. Of late, you must be seeing news around the semiconductor shortage. This is one of the key player here. Even here, I would buy Taiwan Semiconductor on any pullback. On the medicine healthcare front, I would buy Abbott. Abbott is a very good company, and they're doing very well. Steady Eddie type company. I would buy this company. And on the data center side of the house and the chips, I would buy Nvidia, and even AMD is my favorite. I think I would buy those. And Alibaba, it's really has come down so much, mainly because I think Chinese government is taking a look at Alibaba critically, and their ant holding IPO. I would be a buyer in this Alibaba on the pullback, and it will do very well in the future. And then some of the fintech plays like Mastercard. It's a good company. I would buy on pullbacks and take it from there. And same is the story with the PayPal. So next is mega cap losers. So from a mega cap loser perspective, I would buy Adobe. Adobe is a good company, and they're down a little bit, 12% off of their high. Facebook again a great company, with the good CEO. And Amazon.com is again a great company with this new CEO Andy Jassy. I think they will do well. Market is overreacting with the Jeff Bezos leaving the company. Leaving the company from a CEO role. Tesla is a good company. I think they are a little bit in a temporary pullback right now. I'm sure they will do well. And Pinduoduo, it's a China-based company. These guys will continue to do well. And Visa, Home Depot, Salesforce, again, they had a little bit, both Home Depot and Salesforce, they had a little bit reaction to the earnings report. I would continue to buy them. And same story with the MasterCard. So these are my favorites. Let's finish up with the quick summary of the mega trends, year-to-date trends, and take it from there. Uh, from a year to date, Bitcoin stocks will continue to do well, and 3D printing will gain traction as we go forward. Solar, esports, they will do well. Energy stocks are making a comeback. It's really a temporary phenomenon. The old fossil fuel is not going to stay for long. Cannabis stocks are gaining traction, and EV stocks, I'm sure they will come back. It's a temporary phenomenon. They're trading lower now. Same story with the gene editing and video game stocks. I would buy gold whenever market is doing really well and gold is down. It's a hedging type play. And cybersecurity stocks and fintech stocks, they are a good play. I would continue to buy them. So with that, happy trading. Keep a close watch to the mega trends and year-to-date trends. Typically, these trends will continue to play out as the year unfolds. Thank you very much. Bye.